Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, May 24th. I got a great update for you today on some major SBA news related to the SBA 7A program. You know, $12 billion in SBA 7A loans has been approved since the beginning of this year. I'm going to put that in context with the EIDL program and give a few important tips on how you can apply for the 7A program. The average loan amounts are incredibly high. I'm going to tell you in a minute what the average 7A loan amounts are based on the data from this year, and perhaps this will be the tipping point between you waiting on the sideline versus applying for the 7A loans, especially given the economic news. Very important. Plus, I'm going to talk about our $1,000 grants. We are picking $1,000 grant winners again tomorrow on our YouTube Live, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. That's Wednesday, May 25th. Be sure you're subscribed and your alerts are turned on. If you haven't entered, go to helloskip.com/1K. At the end of this video, I've got a quick clip for you on how we picked winners last week, in case you're curious about how you may be able to get one of our $1,000 grants. As you know, we donate most of our YouTube revenue back to subscribers of our channel, supporters of Skip, and our community. So thanks so much for joining us. So before I talk about some of this SBA 7A data, who's getting approved, how many businesses have been approved, for what dollar amount, how much of that is guaranteed by the SBA, and how does that compare to the EIDL program, I'm going to give you that information. I want to frame it in terms of the economy. You know, things are not looking good. The World Economic Forum is meeting this week. Economic uncertainty is the main theme from business leaders and economists. Continue to say supply chain issues, high inflation, and the risk of recession are the major issues facing not only the US, but the global economy. Walmart and Target foreshadow more consumer stress and trouble ahead. Not only those two retailers, but other retailers as well, signaling they anticipate a shift in consumer spending. Some of you have already been feeling this pinch. And like I showed at the top, here's the current stock market dip. We're basically seeing what we saw in March 2020. However, when we had this decline 2 years ago, we quickly passed the CARES Act and basically printed $3 trillion. That's certainly not going to happen this time around. So questions remain: what will this dip look like, and how long might we be in a period of recession? So I know many of you are trying to look ahead, anticipate what might happen, and put yourself in a strong position to weather the storm and perhaps even grow, but at least stabilize your foundation. We've helped tens of thousands of businesses get over $1 billion in funding. We put up this free calculator last week, helloskip.com/score, where you can see what your Skip score is. It's free. We don't save any of this data. I want to point it out again because basically there's three main factors that lenders look at when they are assessing how much to loan you, how much to finance you. There's three high-level numbers. Of course, there's a lot of other due diligence that goes into these loans. But the first is how long you've been in business, what your annual business revenue is, and what's your personal credit score. If you had to reduce funding eligibility, those would be three of the primary factors. So let me put in this example here. Let's say you're looking for $100,000 for your business that you started in 2019. You put in a few inputs here, and then you can see a few recommendations. In this case, your Skip funding score is a B, and there's a few tips on how to increase to an A. The first would be to increase your annual revenue to above $500,000. The second in this case would be to increase your FICO score to over 700. We also list out a few potential funding options. It's a fun tool. It takes 30 seconds. Again, we don't store any of this data. If you want to see if you're an A, B, or C, go to helloskip.com/score, because many of those inputs relate to the SBA 7A program. Okay, our team looked at the SBA 7A lender activity since the beginning of this year. So since January, there have been 24,500 approved SBA 7A loans. We've got a list of all of the lenders who've approved these and what that translates to in terms of dollar amount. There's been $12.9 billion approved in that time period. That means the average business is receiving $528,000 in SBA 7A loans. Of course, many of you may only need $10,000, $100,000, significantly less funding than that $500,000. I just wanted to show you what the average is. And Another point here is that 73% of that funding is guaranteed by the SBA. That's why these lenders choose to participate in the SBA lending program, because if they approve you or a business owner, they know that most of that loan will be backed by the SBA, so it has downside protection for these lenders. Yes, the interest rates are lower, which is why it's more interesting for you as a potential borrower, and from the lender's perspective, they can get some of that risk covered by the SBA. Now let's compare that $12 billion to what was approved in the EIDL program over that same time period. In January of this year, $321 billion had been approved for the EIDL program. The end of April report showed $378 billion. That's about $57 billion that's been approved this year for the EIDL program. Most of that has been EIDL increases. So that means the 7A program has approved 20% of that amount. 20%, in my opinion, is quite a bit. 12 billion is a lot of money, especially because most people still do not know about the 7A program, or they're afraid to apply because, quite frankly, it is a lot of paperwork. That's what our team's helping with, to make it easy for you to collect the paperwork, submit it to the lender, so they can quickly send it to the SBA through the SBA's E-Tran portal. That's the online portal that lenders use to electronically submit loan guarantee packages. So that's the way it works. So for example, if we were to help you with an SBA 7A loan, we would help you find a lender or lenders to apply with. We'd help you compile all the background information. That's the heavy lifting there. Getting together your business information, your personal information, and some of the other SBA required forms and background information, putting that together, getting it to the lender who can then get it to the SBA. If you're curious about that and you want help, go to helloskip.com/join, choose the VIP option. We have a few more spots later this week, or you can just go to sbavip.com. It'll take you to that page, and you can read all the recent reviews here before booking. So we'd love to help you there. The point is, if you choose to go after a 7A or even other SBA programs, you're going to be ahead of most small businesses. Yes, the EIDL was very popular, and most people have left it at that. If you or your business could use funding, you want to be proactive, we'd love to talk with you. Finally, tomorrow on our YouTube Live, we're picking $1,000 winners again. Here's a quick clip of us picking winners last week. I'll see you on the other side.
Stars.
Congrats, Roy. Here we go, our second $1,000 grant winner. We've got a few more after this. The
drum roll.
Second winner,
No.
Taisha.
Like,
Yay. Congrats, Taisha. So that's what you can expect if you tune in tomorrow. Enter here. Plus, if you tune into the live, you'll increase your chances of getting picked for one of those $1,000 grants. Thanks as always for tuning in and subscribing. And if you want, like this video. It tells YouTube that more people should watch this video. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.